Hello, my friends. Welcome to our second part of the Tao Te Ching. Basically, it's about live openly with apparent duality and paradoxal unity. So I'm going to explain a little bit about this verse because this is a very interesting verse. I'm going to read it from the book itself first. So the whole world recognizes the beautiful as the beautiful, yet this is only the ugly. The whole world recognizes the good as the good, yet this is only the bad. The something and nothing produce each other. The difficult and the easy complement each other. The long and the short offset each other. The high and the low incline towards each other. Note and sound harmonize with each other, before and after follow each other. Therefore, the sage keeps to the deed that consists in taking no action and practices the teaching that uses no words. So the myriad creatures arise from it, yet it claims no authority. It gives them life, yet claims no possession. It benefits them, yet exacts no gratitude. It accomplishes its task, yet lays claim to no merit. It is because it lays claim to no merit that its merit never deserts it. It's very old written. Anyway, so it's a very good verse. I'll explain a little bit about it and see if it makes sense to you. So it might take about this verse. What happens is people, especially when you grow up and you learn about this is short, this is tall, but compared to what? Because most of the people say that's a tall guy. Yes. If you compare all tall Asian people, you will say all Asians are short. No, one of the basketball player, Yao Ming, is very tall. So that's why you cannot you do that. So that's why it's by living just be the one, meaning just be. Some people say, for example, yes, there are black people, there are white people. It's not true. I can tell you also, for example, the paradox is not true. Like this, black and white. I never see that before in my life. And some people say, yeah, you're Asian, you're Chinese, so you're yellow. I said, am I yellow? Look at my skin and my color. I'm not yellow. This looks very yellow to me. I don't look like this. And some people say, no, you're brown. And I say, no, I'm not brown. Look, although it's matched almost identical, but there's another brown color also here. Anyway, how about other people who have no color then? How do you match them? So some people say duality, the opposite of black is white. It's also not true. Well, what's the opposite of yellow then? What's the opposite of green then? So all those kind of separation that has been created in our mind is so bad because then people always like to compare. If you look at the bird never compare with another bird about its beauty, that it sings better or anything else. So animals or even flowers doesn't compare with each other; they just be. So that's why I think this second verse is very important about living the oneness in one holistic view and not always comparing with each other about this is beautiful, this is ugly. Yeah. How do you manage that kind of person? Why do you think that person is beautiful? It's because of perception. You know, the media also like to say, oh, this is the most beautiful girl, or, Miss Pageant or whatever, this kind of BS is also very, very bad. Because then it picture for other girls who are not that kind of person will then say, oh, that person is that ugly. So I think those are commercial stuff, and it's very bad for kids to see that. Oh my God, there's so many comparisons, and we shouldn't do that. And we adults, we must first be the example for our kids and also for future generation and other people around us. That comparing each other is very bad. And it still continues on. And I think it should stop, and we just live in one wholeness, for example. Another example, it's a good one. I'm not sure if you know Kung Fu Panda. When the wise Wu Gui says someone just came to say, "Oh my God, there is good news. I mean, there is bad news. The news is very bad. I need to tell you." And then Wu Gui said, "No, there is no good or bad news. There's just news." And then he says, for example, yeah, I think someone is coming to kill the whole village now, and what can we do? And he said, if you don't trust that the dragon warrior can defeat Tai Long, in this case, the movie Kung Fu Panda, I like it the most because it teaches also to you that there's no good or bad news. Because sometimes things must happen. In this case, for example, the panda was chosen because when that Tai Long was using his pinging finger, some kind of kung fu style of pointing at the other five, they were all being frozen because they were too skinny, and the panda was fat, and then he couldn't even point him because he was tickling him instead. So never judge and then say, yeah, that person is too fat or too skinny. No, that's also the same problem. It's oneness. There's no fat woman or fat guy or skinny woman, skinny guy. It doesn't exist. It's just listen to the oneness of whole instead of comparing each other and always pinpointing those kind of separation. So that's an example that I have for you. Also, another one is the very famous one, which is amazingly, there was a parable about it in ancient story, and basically it's a. I'll rephrase it a little bit, but there was a farmer, and his neighbor says to him, "Oh my God, your horse just ran off. Is that bad news for you?" And the farmer says, "No, it's not good or bad. It's just happened, and the horse is run off. Yeah, let it be." So, and then suddenly after next day, the horse came back, his same horse with another horse. And then the neighbor said, "Oh, that's good news now." What bad news turned into good news because now your horse had brought another second horse back. And the farmer keeps saying it's no good or bad news, it's just news, it's just let it be. And then the second horse he gave it to his son, and legend said it that his son took this ride on the second horse, and he fell down and broke his ankle. And at the same time, the king was summoned all the young guys to go and fight. And then because of the son has a broken leg, he couldn't fight. He has to stay back. And what happens is, those people that went to fight, the neighbor's son and other people, then they all die, but this crippled son survived. And then they said, "Wow, you're also lucky. Look, your son, what happened to be crippled now got lucky because he still has his own life." And the farmer said the same thing: "It's no good or bad news. It's just let it be, just be." Yeah, I think that is amazing. I like this phrase a lot because it's really true that we have to stop comparing and living those kind of imaginary paradoxal. We are in this world together, so there's oneness. You don't see the wire, but it's all connected. Everything is connected. Everything happens for a reason, but sometimes you have to stop, relax, and reflect back for what the real reason behind it is. Something good can always turn out from a bad situation, not what we call bad. So, my friends, if there's anything that you think is bad news, just relax, like the farmer. Maybe something good will come out of this. You never know. It takes time for you to then reflect and say, yeah, this was not so bad situation anyway. Okay, so all the best to you. Let's move on to part 3. See you next time. Bye.